Hey guys, what's going on? WifeHouse1225 here, and welcome to another Elder Scrolls Online Saturday. We are getting closer and closer to launch. Right now we are just a few hours over 7 days away, so I guess technically we're 8 days away, but by the time you're watching this, it'll probably be just 1 week from launch, or actually 1 week from early access. That's where the countdown is in my head, just because that's when I'm gonna get my hands on the game. But the actual launch will be in 13 days from now, or probably 12 days from now when you're watching this. So really soon, and it's just so weird. For me, like, I've been tracking this game since I think like 2012. Yeah, 2012. The game has changed so much, and we learned so much more about it. I remember I watched like the same like 5 videos over and over, just trying to learn as much as I could. Just because this game has been, it's basically defined the last 2 years of my gaming life. This has been the game that I've been waiting for. The game that when I don't have anything else to do, I watch videos about. This is really just, it's so weird just to have it actually be here, because I spent so long just imagining what it would be. So I'm super excited for launch, and let's get into the agenda about what we're going to be doing today. So basically today I just have little nuggets of information, bits of information I want to share. It's kind of hard to make a podcast just because we're not getting news because the NDA has been, completely dropped. So basically I'm just going to be going over little bits of information we got and just talking about a little bit of different topics. So first off, I wanted to talk about the future of ESO Saturday. I'm going to just be going over what we're going to be doing after ESO does launch. We're going to be talking about the Hero's Guide to ESO. Then we're going to be going over what time the game will actually launch, and depending on what area in the world you are in. Then we're going to be talking about the Elder Scrolls Online Nexus. Then we're going to be talking a little bit about the cash shop in ESO, and then going to the developer question of the week. So, first off, let's start off with Elder Scrolls Online's future, or Elder Scrolls Online Saturday's future. So, I started this series December 14th, and from then we've done 13 videos, pretty much one every week. I think I skipped 1 week when I was on vacation. But other than that, yeah, I've been trying to upload every Saturday. It doesn't always work out that way, but I've been trying to do that. So really, it's been going on for a couple months. What is it, like 4 months? Yeah. So it's going on for 4 months, and I really do like doing the Elder Scrolls Online Saturday. So I kind of like the schedule of doing a podcast every Saturday, and then a bunch of videos about different stuff in between, but always going back to the Elder Scrolls kind of format for my channel. Always having that scheduled Elder Scrolls content coming out. So what I decided to do was make it a bi-weekly show, or maybe once every 3 weeks. It'll never go beyond that without an Elder Scrolls Online Saturday. But basically, whenever we get more news about Elder Scrolls Online Saturday, I'll be sharing that with you guys in an episode. And you might say to yourself, well, what news can we get when the game's actually out? Well, I'll be talking mostly about post-launch content and things like that. Updates, changes to the game, and just things like that in general. So Elder Scrolls Online Saturday will definitely live on. But if I still had it every week, it would definitely be hard to find things to talk about. So yeah, Elder Scrolls Online Saturday, it'll continue, just probably be once every 2 weeks. But this isn't to say that, this is the end of Elder Scrolls Online content on my channel. Not at all. It actually is probably the beginning of even more Elder Scrolls Online content now that the game is actually out and I can talk about more. So things like launch week. Probably launch week, the only thing we're going to be uploading is Elder Scrolls Online content. I'm going to be doing, probably like Sunday night or Monday, doing a first impression video. I really want to do a really in-depth review of Elder Scrolls Online. Obviously that's going to take a little bit, but we'll just be doing a bunch of videos about so many different topics of Elder Scrolls Online. I can't even list them. What I think about different skill lines, what I want for more post-launch content, things like that. There should be probably like 2 Elder Scrolls Online videos like every week, maybe a little bit less than that depending on the week. But Elder Scrolls Online will always pretty much be the center of what I cover on my channel, and it's going to continue to be like that for the foreseeable future. And me making the podcast bi-weekly, it really does open the door for more individual videos about new games that are going to come out, about other things. But really it does also open the door for just more Elder Scrolls videos coming out at a more frequent basis. So that's pretty much it for the future plans for the channel. I am looking probably to get custom thumbnails and an outro really soon. I'm hoping to do that within the next few weeks, so expect that coming to the channel soon. So let's talk about the Hero's Guide to ESO. So these are sort of these books. They're limited editions, so they're limited to 10,000 copies. And they're $100. Now you guys might look at the price tag and be like, $100. That's a huge amount of money, and it is. It costs the same amount as the Imperial Edition did. But it really is cool, and I am planning to pick up a copy. They are on pre-order right now, and there will be a link in the description where you guys can check them out on Bethesda's website. But basically, they were made by Dark Horse Comics, and it's 272 pages, and that's going to be spread across 3 books, and the 3 books are kept in this kind of nice-looking case. But all the books are like leather-bound. They're really beautiful, and the pages are all original writings. They're illustrated. And they all tell sort of a different story, but at the same time giving you a guide to ESO. So one is a group of Nord hunters, traveling in honor of the Kine, the sky goddess. One is an imperial catalog of weapons and armor used by the great races, and one is a journal of a wizard apprentice that focuses on alchemy. So it is sort of a guide written in like a lore kind of way. So I assume the one about the imperial catalog of weapons and armor used by the great races, I'm sure that's going to show off the different racial style armors. I'm sure the one about maybe the trek of the Nord hunters might be explaining different zones and stuff, and then obviously the one about the journal of the wizard's apprentice will focus on like different alchemy things and things like that. So it is kind of a guide, but the same way it's like written in like first person, and it will have like cool writing style and like really nice illustrations and things like that. So if you are big into the lore for ESO or you want sort of a guide, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I think I'm definitely going to get it just because I'm a huge fan of the lore of Elder Scrolls, and I would really love to have a book. I have the Legendary Edition guide for Skyrim, and I read that whenever I'm bored. And if I have nothing to do, I just pick that thing up and flip through it. So I really do think I'm going to get it, and I'm really excited for it. So the next thing I want to talk about is the launch times for the game. So you guys might think, well, it's just going to launch on this date. Well, I'm going to talk about the actual time in that day it's going to launch. So first, let's start off for the people who pre-ordered the Imperial Edition or the Digital Standard Edition and have early access to the game. You'll be getting your game March 30th. So North America will be getting it at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's actually the time zone I'm in, so I get it pretty early. UK will be getting it at noon West Time. I'm not really familiar with some of these time zones, so I'm not going to go over what each one is, just kind of the abbreviation. Central Europe will be getting it 1 p.m. CEST time, Sydney 10 p.m. AEDT time, and Singapore 7 p.m. SGT time. So the article where I read these, all these time zones, said that some people who pre-ordered the game will get it April 1st, depending on, well, I guess where they pre-ordered it from. It just said all pre-order customers who will get access on April 1st will get these times. I wasn't aware that that was a time where you could get the game. But if you do know that is when you're getting the game, it's the same exact time zone. So I had no idea that was a time people could get the game, but if it is, you're the same exact time. And then finally, everyone who just is getting the game April 4th, it's going to launch in North America at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, at UK at midnight West Time, Central Europe 1 a.m. CEST time, Sydney 10 a.m. AEDT time, and Singapore 7 a.m. SGT time. So those are all the times. I'm sorry I had to read those off. I just wanted to let you guys know. And there will be a link in the description to the original article if you want to see that in written form. So now I want to talk about the launch of ESO Nexus. So this is definitely a familiar website to anyone who's played an Elder Scrolls game. Really the central hub for mods. I do like to use the Steam Workshop just because of how easy it is. Just to hit subscribe, but the Nexus is pretty easy. It's just a little daunting to get into, but once you do, it's pretty easy. So we actually have the launch of Elder Scrolls Online Nexus. So you guys might be like, awesome, I could change Elder Scrolls Online into whatever I want, and that's not even the case at all. Obviously, this is an online game, so you're not going to be able to, give yourself these new weapons and download moddable houses, nothing like that. The mods really do just change the UI, but that shouldn't be you shouldn't think of that as a bad thing. The UI changes can be a huge thing, and I'm really glad that ZeniMax brought the modding community into Elder Scrolls Online. So right now there are 9 mods you can get, which is kind of impressive for, you know, before launch. But I'm sure there will be a lot more mods coming out. And there will be a link in the description to the Elder Scrolls Online Nexus right now. So I really can't wait for more mods. I really want there to be speech bubbles in the game, so when I'm role playing I don't have to keep going to the chat, and that's really important to me, and I'm sure someone will make that mod. So I'm really just waiting for that. But I recommend checking out the mods, seeing if any of them tickle your fancy, and if they do, go ahead and download them. So now I want to talk about the cash shop. And so I was watching the Shoddy cast and they were talking about it, and then I figured I would just put my 2 cents in on it. So they mentioned the game was going to have a cash shop, but they really haven't talked about it you know, anymore since they did that a couple months ago. But now we actually have gotten some information about it. So if you guys don't know what a cash shop is, basically you can buy in-game things with, you know, out-of-game money, or, you know, real money, you know, like dollar bills. So at launch we have 2 things you can buy. You can buy all the stuff that is in the Imperial Edition, and that's sort of a package deal. Obviously that's all the in-game stuff, not the actual physical items. So I'm perfectly okay with that. You know, if you kind of regret not buying the Imperial Edition and then you want to, you know, go ahead. That's not in any way not fair. That's not giving anyone an advantage. The thing I do have a problem with is that they announced that they're going to have Palomino horses for sale, and basically these are light brown horses, just a different style of horse, and it's basically a reskinned Imperial horse. It is the same thing, just kind of like a light brown version of it. And so they didn't announce the prices or anything like that. My guess would be like $5, but we really don't know. And like I said, the same stats as the Imperial horse. So is this a problem? Well, I don't know. You know, there's one way of looking at it is like, well, you can buy a mount that's sort of a shortcut, but at the same time, the Imperial mount is also an item that you can, you know, use real money to buy. So for me, the Palomino horse isn't a huge deal. You know, it's basically like saying, well, I don't want all the stuff in the Imperial Edition, but I do really want a mount at launch, which, I mean, getting a mount in Elder Scrolls Online is a pain just because how expensive they are. You know, they should be expensive just because, you know, you should have to save to get the best horse in the game. But basically I don't really have a problem with it just because it is like a reskin Imperial horse. Now I really would rather see them in the future though, basically just still make more content and still make like new mounts and things like that for the game, but instead of putting them in a cash shop, when I'm paying $15 a month, just add them to the game. Make it so that I could buy that mount at a stable, or so the armor that you're adding I can find out in the world. Do something like that, because really the cash shop is just kind of like, that's something I would expect from a free-to-play game. Honestly, it's not something that belongs in the Elder Scrolls Online. So, you know, I really want this to stop. You know, I'm fine with the things that they already mentioned, like name changes. That's fine, you know, things like that. But if it gives you an edge in gameplay, if it gives you a shortcut so you don't have to do the grind that veteran players did to get those items, that's not acceptable at all. And I really don't want Elder Scrolls Online to turn into a pay-to-win game. You know, that's just not what Elder Scrolls Online is, or what Elder Scrolls Online should be. You know, me personally, I really do just hate free-to-play games. I hate having to pull out my wallet to do well. I would much rather just pay $60 for a game and not have to worry about money at all. So if I'm doing that with the Elder Scrolls Online and also paying $15 a month, I should not have to worry about that. That's something I would expect from a free-to-play game, and that's not what Elder Scrolls Online is. And I'm not mad about that, but I am mad if they try to, you know, just make more money, even though they're charging us for a whole game and charging us the subscription fee. So this kind of plays off the whole ZeniMax is greedy, or not, you know, ZeniMax, but the executives at ZeniMax really just care about money. You know, it kind of started with the whole subscription fee, and I think wrongly so, just because lots of games have subscription fees, and I was happy that Elder Scrolls Online had a subscription fee. But then when they announced the Imperial race as a pre-order bonus, that caused a lot of outrage. I wasn't personally mad about that. I thought it was a good pre-order bonus. You know, I know a lot of people were, and I do see where they're coming from, that it's been in every Elder Scrolls game, it should be in this one as a regular race. But it's not like they took a race away and then added it and said, you know, if you want this, you have to pay for it. So I was even okay with that, even though a lot of people were. But where I really do draw the line is making this a pay-to-win game. And really, right now, it's not, but what I'm afraid is these small transactions that you can get right now to get this horse are really kind of opening the door, or opening the floodgates for more and more microtransactions in this game, and that's just not what I wanted at all. So hopefully ZeniMax takes the advice of a bunch of people and just either, you know, ends the cash shop, or not really ends it, just not constantly adding new armors and new mounts that you can buy. Hopefully they just add name changes and things like that, and hopefully they get the message that the cash shop is not something that's wanted in this game. So with that being said, let's get into the developer question of the week.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt Fyror, Game Director on Elder Scrolls Online. This will be the last question of the week. The Elder Scrolls Online beta is now over. Thank you all so much for participating. My question for you is, what was your favorite moment in the Elder Scrolls Online beta?
You know, that's so weird to me that the developer question of the weeks are going to end. I've been watching those things for so long, and I always kind of wondered why they did them. You know, I guess it was kind of to spark a conversation on their Facebook page or whatever social media they were using. But I think it also really worked well for people making podcasts like me. You know, I got the idea from the Shoddy Cast. It is a good thing just to talk about it, and it's a good way to spark conversation. So those are ending. That is the last one. But you know, they were kind of fun. But anyway, enough of my nostalgia. My favorite part, probably I was at this moment where all the quests that I had were bugged, and obviously that's not a good you know, predicament to be in. But anyway, that's, you know, hopefully they'll iron that out. But anyway, I was at this moment where I really had no quests that I could do, so I was like, you know, how should I get quests? You know, the traditional Elder Scrolls way, I just decided to run in one direction, and you know, I found this town. I believe it was like Fair or something like that. I think it was Aridin it was in. I think that's the name of the zone. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, it was a town that had this plague going through it, and I had to do things for the people, like collect medicine and, you know, tell people about the plague. And I don't want to tell any more spoilers, but it was a really fun quest line. And the most fun thing about it is I just decided to run into one direction, and I found stuff to do. That sort of sense that I could just run in one direction and find stuff. It's really an Elder Scrolls kind of experience, and that's probably my favorite part of it. I also spent like 10 hours playing the PvP last Saturday, just, you know, straight through. So just sitting down and playing for that long was also really fun. So tell me what your favorite part of the beta was in the comments below. And another thing that if you guys could do for me that would be great is next episode I'm trying to make kind of special, being it kind of the last Elder Scrolls Online Saturday before launch. I figured since we probably won't have much news to go over, and if we do, I'll go over it. But I figured I would take a look back of the past 2 years and see how the game has evolved and that sort of thing. Sort of like a nostalgic trip down memory lane. But yeah, I'll just be doing that in the video. So kind of a low-key, no big news kind of episode, but we will be going over, you know, how the game has evolved in the past 2 years and stuff like that. So if you guys could send in questions too, that would be great, just because I kind of want to make it a bigger community event. So if you guys have any questions about Elder Scrolls Online, or things you want my opinion on, just anything, it would be so awesome if you could leave a question in the comments, or message me a question or something like that. So that's pretty much it for the video. Just quickly, I want to mention my guild, the Bearborn Clan. I do have a guild, in case you guys didn't know, like I just said. It's a role-playing guild. We also are going to do a lot of PvP, but pretty much we're going to be doing a little bit of everything. We have some big crafters, some big traders, you know, PvE, pretty much everything. You know, questing, like I said, we're kind of a jack of all trades sort of guild, but we really do focus on is role-playing. So if you're interested, go to the description and check out the link there to the forums, and that's where you guys can register for the guild. Just introduce yourself and then come up with a character and introduce it in the forums, and then you'll pretty much just be a member. So it couldn't be easier. So just go ahead and join if you guys are interested. So thank you guys for watching. We'll have more videos throughout the week, and then the last Elder Scrolls Online Saturday before launch, and that's a crazy idea to me, but really just really exciting that the game is so close. So I hope you guys are excited, and I'll see you in the next video.